The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to break down the chicken. So we get our chickens from a local farm. It's called Quails R Us.
Really?
Also, yeah. Yep. They do quail eggs for us. They do quail, and they also do chicken and eggs.
Nice.
The first thing you're going to do is we're going to remove the wings. And Derrick's going to make a bone broth for us too, right after this. Excellent. So we're going to save all the parts for his bone broth.
Come on in here, Doug.
So we're going to remove the legs. You're going to cut close to the leg, trim straight down on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go around and
just
separate
break
it. Yep, separate it. Then we're going to trim down and around here.
Mm-hmm. And do you always butcher your chickens?
Yeah, we do.
Meats in-house?
We break all our chickens, and we save all the parts for different preparations.
Nice. And are we going to use everything today?
We're going to use everything today. We're going to sear off the breast. We're going to make a spice rub right after we're done with the chicken.
Cool.
Then you slice right down the breastplate.
Mm-hmm. And you leave those little drumettes on?
Correct.
Cool.
We don't have to French it because we're going to slice right off the breast.
Okay.
So you're just going to slice it right down. There we go.
Always leave the skin on?
We do. It keeps the meat a little bit more moist.
Mm-hmm. So
we're going to season it really well with the spice rub, salt, and pepper. Okay, I'm going to pass these over to Derrick. These are going to be for his bone broth.
Thank you very much.
Then we're going to get started on our spice rub.
Okie doke.
So we're going to gently toast our cumin and coriander. And the coriander...
Wow, that's a lot of cumin.
We're going to make a big batch of rub that we can use it over and over. And a little bit of coriander here. So we're going to toast these up.
Why is it important to toast the seeds first?
It brings out the oils in the seed and also gives it a little bit nuttier flavor.
Nice.
So we're just going to keep on tossing this around here. You don't want the seeds to burn.
How long do you need to toast them for?
Just like 2 to 3 minutes.
Like
brings out the oils a little bit, yeah. And you could, as you're toasting, you can smell the seeds bringing out their aromas.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely start to smell
Okay,
those
now it's smelling really good. And now it's toasted. We're going to add it to our Vitamix. So we're going to pour our spices right into the Vita.
You want to grind this up pretty fine?
We're going to grind it up fairly fine.
Yeah.
So we're going to add a little bit of the smoked paprika.
Yum, I love the flavors you have.
A little bit of chili.
Is that like a cayenne pepper or chili powder?
Chili pepper. And then we have a little bit of cayenne just for a little bit of heat.
Okay. You guys like it spicy, huh?
Yeah. Then we're going to put the top back on, make sure that it's closed. You turn it right on high.
Woo! Don't mess around.
There we go.
You just went right for it. Wow.
Nice
Do you smell
rub.
that?
Wow.
Pungent.
Brings tears to the eyes.
Yeah, it does.
Then there you go. You got a nice homemade spice rub. And now we're going to salt and pepper the chicken.
Very important. Do you go under the skin or just on top?
Both sides. And since there's cayenne in here, you don't have to do any black pepper. And now in a very hot pan, we're going to add our chicken breast, skin side down.
I love this pan that you brought too.
Yeah, it's a nice carbon steel pan made by American Metalcraft. And we're going to let it sear skin side down for about 2 minutes.
Okay, great. Get that nice color on the outside of the skin, crisp it up.
I like to lift the chicken breast up to make sure the oil is going under all sides of the chicken breast.
Okay, that's a great tip. You don't want to just leave it in there.
So I'll show you over here the carcass that Chef handed me. We're going to make a bone broth. In the culinary world, we might call it a chicken stock. Really, the only difference is a broth is ready to eat. A stock is something like you would add as an ingredient to the next soup, saute, anything like that. So I'm going to actually take the carcass whole. We can easily do this in the oven. There's a nice sizzle in the pan. We'll get a nice Maillard browning on that. Basically the same way sugar's caramelized, protein's Maillard brown. Really, brings out the flavors that we're going to want to incorporate within our stock. So also excess of some wings and some thighs.
Really hot pan. You can hear how much that's sizzling.
You want to get that sear on there.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Also, in addition, Mirepoix, which is the holy trinity of the culinary world: carrots, celery, onions. So celery to add to there. Some carrots and onions.
Beautiful carrots too. Those
we have some multicolored carrots here. Purple, yellow, and orange. We can grow white carrots, things like that. Oftentimes you don't see those things in the grocery store. You have to find the farmer's market. So.
And you grew everything that we have here today on your farm.
Correct.
That's
most of it harvested actually this morning.
Wow.
Awesome.
Doesn't get much fresher than that.
Right.
So as you can see here, I added a little bit of garlic and fresh oregano. We grow our own garlic and our oregano.
I saw that
and
garlic.
And you can see here our skin starting to bubble. It's a nice dry skin. We're crisping it up really nice. Keep it skin side down. You can see it's cooking around the edges a little bit, but we're gonna give it a little bit of time in the oven as well.
Great. Will you cook it skin side down the entire time?
We'll cook it skin side down the entire time in the oven. All right, so at this point, we got a nice crispy skin on the chicken. See, it's nice and golden down below. Now we're gonna put this chicken in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes.
That's it, 10 to 12.
That's it.
That's really quick.
425 degrees.
Okay, so decently hot oven. So what are we gonna do with the bone broth? Is this going to be part of the recipe, or is this separate?
You know, anytime we can utilize the whole product, we're going to be, you know, more sustainable of a recipe here. So we can use the stock for, you know, fat-free sautés, the next base of your soup.
But we're not using it anything
today. In this particular course, I don't believe so. But it's really important to showcase. Actually, now that we're coming up to a boil, we can see this raft starting to form on top. In the culinary world, we'll want to dépouillage or skim that raft off on top. It is a little bit of bitter notes involved in there, so anytime we can clarify that stock, it's going to be a little bit better tasting.
Sort of like the impurities coming off the top. Great. Now, do you ever serve this over at the lodge, like just in a mug? That's kind of become trendy. Like in New York City, you can just get a mug of bone broth.
Yes, exactly. You know, traditionally it's seen as a cure-all.
Yeah.
So, sore throats, colds, flus.
It's like chicken soup.
Yeah, there's an expensive supplement called glucosamine, and I mean everything that you would have in that supplement is in that bone broth. So
lots of gelatin and collagen.
Correct. Yes. So between actually the kraut and the broth here, these are very traditional recipes that we've almost lost touch with.
Definitely.
So they're trendy now, but really they've been around for a long time.
Right, for sure.
So I want to turn this down a little bit.
Okay. You don't want it at like a real hard boil.
You don't want it at a rapid boil, but you're going to keep it at a simmer. You know, it keeps a nice clear broth. All right, time on the chicken's about up, so we're gonna pull the chicken out of the oven.
Perfect. Nice.
It was cooked skin side down with a little bit of oregano and garlic, so you can smell it nice and fragrant. We're gonna flip it over, let it rest.
Oh, look at that
rest
skin.
Side down.
And you let it rest right in the pan?
We'll let it rest right in the pan.
Cool.
All right, as the chicken's resting here, we're gonna pull the chicken breast over. We're gonna take off the skin. We try to remove the skin and stuff when we're at the spa, just try to keep it a little bit healthier, less fat.
Would you do anything with that skin? Would you like fry it and make a...
You could, but...
Teach your own?
Yeah, we don't do that sort of thing at the spa. And we're just gonna slice the chicken breast down. Now we're gonna put the chicken inside the taco shell.
All right.
And now we're gonna begin plating up the rest of the components.
Okay, great. All right, so we see we've got our cabbage going on, and then these lacto fermented kohlrabi. What else?
A little bit of, this is a homemade sour cream or creme fraiche. So we'll add this as a little topping.
Nice.
Everybody loves sriracha nowadays.
Of course. And I
so
see you have some chilies in there too.
Yeah, a little bit of sriracha. Then we like to just garnish with a lime and just a little bit of cheese on top.
Gotta have
and
cheese.
A little bit of fresh cilantro.
Oh yeah.
And that's our chicken and kohlrabi taco.
I love it. Can't wait to taste.